Hey all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Last time, the Loporits. You little rascals. Seriously, trying to turn J against the rest of the Scions and hold the rest of us here against our will. Not cool, Living Way, not cool. I understand the basic idea behind this. They have no faith in us preventing the final days, and they think basically it's just, we gotta get everyone on the moon, no matter what. But no, we're gonna do our darndest to fight the final days ourselves. And J is gonna stay here and keep the Loporits out of trouble and hopefully make their living quarters a little more palatable. Seriously, something beyond carrots, please. As for us, we'll be returning home.
With the Loporits in J's capable hands, we needn't to worry about affairs here in our absence. Knowing now the face of their earthly collaborators, there is much to discuss with Alphino and the others. Let's return to the Tower of Babel. Our battle for the star will soon begin in earnest, and we must be prepared.
Yes, we must. The final days are basically upon us, and we need to get back and raise some merry hell. To be back on good old terra firma. God, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. But we'll have time to reflect on that later. Right now, we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I'd like very much to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the tempered prisoners when we left.
I share your curiosity, but warning our allies at the final days is of greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned. We know not when or where or in what manner the final days will begin to manifest, and so we must see that everyone is prepared.
Yes, we should. Agreed, though we may wish to stress the importance of discretion lest the public be sent into a panic. Not that anyone in a position of responsibility should need to be told as much, but it does bear repeating. Anyway, first things first, to Camp Broken Glass. Alright, Broken Glass it is. Wonder if Shoeless is okay yet.
It's good to see you all again. No worse for your lunar adventure, I hope?
Not really. We've done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence?
We succeeded in subduing the tempered inside the Tower of Babel. We took many alive, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, and so we've petitioned the aid of the allied nations. Some are understandably hesitant to proffer assistance, particularly those that were but recently subject to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow Scions, we endeavored to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of their tempering. Will all the tempered be relocated? Not all, no. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have fully recovered.
That's good.
Julius is one such patient, though he's not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in the company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alphino and Adisse's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today.
Good to hear the twins are keeping up. In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? No, really?
Given the tremendous ramifications of what has happened here, it will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished.
That's not surprising. They did say that all the towers were manifestations of Anima.
Father Mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as that you experienced in Thavnair. Those who were trapped within have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, the beast tribes have received instruction in the magics needed to cure tempering.
Ooh, that's good information to spread around.
Master Matoya is no doubt thrilled the Mother Porksy affords her so many visitors.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yes, we are grateful for ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, Several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer of Tempered has been completed. Good. Lucia and I will remain, along with a small force to continue offering aid in those here in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call these lands home.
Yeah, you two could be one among them again.
I believe that accounts for recent events here, so what of the moon and the Toloforoi?
Oh boy. Well, this is gonna be a tale in 3/4. And that's the long and short of it.
The final days. Gods, I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There is still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course. I will send word forthwith. We'll also release your fellow scions from their present duties, that they may return to Sharlayan. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse.
No kidding.
Speaking of your fellow scions, you will be happy to hear that Mistress Kryl, though still on the mend, has been moved to the Baldessian Annex and given into Tataru's care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both upon our return.
Let us be on our way then.
One last thing, if I may.
Yes?
After your confrontation with Zodiac, you said Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood he has returned here to Garlemald. I have a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so.
If you like losing your scouts, maybe. If they found him, they would not likely live to tell the tale, yeah. If you're expecting a trail of destruction to follow, you won't find one. An admirable but futile endeavor, yeah. Xenos is unfortunately too smart for that.
Aye, you are the only foe he considers worthy. And even if my men found him, who but you could even hope to bring low that monster? Pray forget I entertained the notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. They denounce the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and his continued use serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared as Xenos Viator Galvus, outcast and enemy of Garlemald.
Sorry if there's a bit of a hiccup here. I literally lost connection right in the middle of this line. And I had to repeat this whole cutscene.
Van Daniel is no more, and now his own people turn against him. It seems he's not what this bloodlust to keep up company. Better that than an army to see it sated. At any rate, I will not keep you longer. I pray you safe passage back to Sharlayan.
Feels nice to be back here, and hey, Kryl's back on her feet.
Welcome back, Dekumon. We were so terribly worried about you. Though it is plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Heidelin called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream barely remembered, my body flowing through the life stream toward Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of ether. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh, for it was in that moment I understood Ra's weariness from the Tower of Zot. Would that I could laugh at a time like this. Though we prevented Zodiac from being unleashed upon the world, I am curious to know what else took place there on the moon.
Oh, I'm sure we gotta get everybody together for this one. I'm not telling this tale 3 times.
Perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they've all arrived.
Good idea. I can almost guarantee this is a voiced cutscene. This is too important not to be.
Really?
Wow, I am so surprised this is not a voiced cutscene.
Sorry to have kept you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you've been quite busy. Will Uranger be joining us?
No, he stayed on the moon. He's playing with the rabbits. Tutti keeps him away, I'm afraid, though Dekumon can explain why better than I.
Really?
You're gonna make me do it so we can have the giant fade out again? Well, at least I don't have to tell the story 3 times yet. So yeah, that's the long and short of it. Zodiark's dead, there's rabbits on the moon's an ark, and the Sharlayans are working with the rabbits.
The final days, as befell Amarot. And we are to escape via the moon. What of the source and its reflections?
Abandoned.
I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin.
So, how do we stop this?
Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarot, the solution would be to alter the flow of ether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiark, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing, but it should go without saying that such a sacrifice must not, cannot, be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Amaronites could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in Mare Lamentorium. There is still much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amaronites' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us?
Good question.
If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past, and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum then. Having worked with the Loporits in secret all this time, there is surely more they could tell us.
Yeah, but will they is the better question.
Forgive the interruption, but I've urgent news! The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside! Some sort of announcement! What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out.
There is. Oh, crud. Oh no. And we got the nasty music. I am imagining this is where we're going to announce the final days beginning. Or something worse is about to happen. Uh-oh. Sheesh. Cold shoulder from Daddy again.
Order! Order, I say!
Come on, dude, you gotta actually shout it.
I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly.
Yeah, we're about to break the news here.
You may have heard rumors of the Telophoroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
You know, so much for not causing a
Calm
panic.
yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Yes? Oh, are we gonna de-Gios the Forum here?
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Oh, yep. No more Gios. Now they can all talk about the rabbits on the moon! And how effed we all are.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well.
I mean, we gotta give some screen time to Fortuneau.
270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself.
Huh. Go figure. So Zodiark was in the moon, and Hydaelyn is literally the core of the planet. Well, and she's the one that told everyone about the Ark.
She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Njunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon.
And spoilers, they're adorable.
Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge. Not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
Wow. 240 years, you guys have been just amassing every scrap of knowledge you can just so you could take it to the new world.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
About 12 hours, give or take.
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the great exodus. For his impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Oh, that's gonna sit well with the twins.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Wow. I'm actually impressed they're not
Administrative edicts
panicking.
will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Well, since you've revealed this thing to the whole world, you mind letting us go browse the restricted section, see if we can't get some information on how to stop this? No? No? Anybody? Fine. Jeez, everybody's just ignoring us.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit.
Nope, it was for yours. Aw, he does love you.
Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Take your time. Keep it civil, eh? Nah. There's no time for brevity. Go on. Assuming he'll talk to you.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
You know, Mr.
If
Public
it's all the
Disownment.
same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
But that doesn't mean we're not gonna fight.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Sheesh.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
Oh, you finally got an answer.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done. That we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Aw. Wow, you actually surprised him.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Wow. I mean, I should have expected that cold response, but still, damn. That hurt from here.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action, and there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
You may be right.
Shall we then? To the Annex, to prepare for tomorrow.
Sure. There's no way in heck I'm calling it yet. We're still way too early into this episode. Alright, time to turn in for a day.
Cryle tells me the Forum made a rather momentous announcement, so there's to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Vol. The realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret after... Why me, I asked myself. Why me? Why us? Why now? Why wonder? There's no use fretting over the cosmic morality or lack thereof. We're here, and we'll get through this together. And who knows, with my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for as much. Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits.
Yes, it does. Nice little wee bit of downtime, and then back at it again. This isn't my chamber, this is the big room. Or no, this is just me heading out. Or maybe this is my chamber, I don't know. Look, I can stop death glaring at the move. Zodiac, stop that. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Oh, shit. It's starting. That weird noise. Didn't we hear that in our vision right after we killed Zodiac too? A visitor has come knocking at your door. Whoever could it be? What will you say? Alphino? Alice? Thancred? Ishtola? Graha? Estinian? Nah, it's probably Alphino. I assume whoever I say is whoever I talk to.
I hope I didn't wake you.
Nah.
I pray you will forgive the unannounced visit, but I wish to speak with you before retiring for the night.
Come on in.
About Garlemald, and the time we spent with the people of Tertium. Dangerous though it was, I'm glad we had the opportunity to treat with Euless and Quintus. I was worried what might happen after we were collared. If they attempted to restrain you too. If they succeeded.
Unlikely they would succeed.
More, I put you in harm's way. And for that, I must apologize.
Don't worry about it.
Or rather, I should thank you for trusting in me time and time again. After all our journeys together, I dare say I've used every expression imaginable to convey to you my gratitude. Nevertheless, I hope these words of mine still carry some small weight.
It's no big deal.
Tomorrow, our fight continues. Mayhap it would have been better to seek you out after we have true cause for celebration. But having mustered the courage to stand up to Father and achieve a personal victory of sorts, I wanted to carry on in that spirit before my nerves got the better of me. The hour grows late, and you doubtless tire of my ramblings.
It's not that bad.
I have a letter for Orenvold to finish, but we'll be off to bed shortly. Sleep well.
Say hi to him for me, won't you? That was wholesome. I wonder, though, can I watch this cutscene with every character? Maybe I can. I know there's cutscene viewing in bedrooms like this. I'll have to see once this scene's properly done. A short while earlier, in the Alamegan Quarter. What the heck's going on here? Uh-oh. Was that little vision I had about to come to pass? Is Alamigo gonna be the first to feel the final days?
That tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsabar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true? They brought back tempered Garlean soldiers.
Yes, now we're gonna work on untempering them.
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. But to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Ah. You don't look familiar. Oh, what the? Meanwhile, in Ishgard. I should be thoroughly concerned that man was surrounded by the black flames of hell itself. God, it really is beginning. Just random traveler here. Big ass Dark Knight.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance.
And Erenvel's here too!
Well, what have we here?
Uh-oh. Oh, is it gonna start turning people? Is that what the black flames were?
Hey, are you all right?
Oh, crud. Oh, this is the idiot. Oh, God. He's got the flames.
That? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more.
No, they don't, Erenvel. That was real. It is, though. What is... Oh,
the
my God.
towers are gone. And the Garlean threat is abated. Yet.
Oh, I think I get what's happening. It's the Sin Eater thing all over again, except this time it isn't light ether alone. It's all the ether. All the ether's stagnating because the celestial currents are stagnating, and it's caused people's internal ether to freaking go haywire.
Why does it feel as though it's about to get much worse?
Ah, crud. The people are gonna start turning into monsters, aren't they? Oh dear. Oh. Why? Uh-oh. Oh no. Thavnair! It's starting. Oh dear! Well, the music just got super freaking creepy all of a sudden. I'm not sure I'm fond of this, and I can't get back to... Oh, there we are. I want to go back to my room here before we go into this. I want to see if I can actually watch those other cutscenes. A visitor has come knocking at your door. Aha, yes. All right, well, we saw Alphino. Now let's see Alice. Assuming, of course, my guess is correct, and whoever I say will be at the door. If not, and... Oh, yep. Does mean we're gonna have to watch this cutscene a few more times, though.
Craving a midnight snack, were you? I did consider bringing a few sweets, but decided this wasn't an appropriate occasion.
Come on in.
I couldn't sleep. Had a few things on my mind. I know it's late, so I'll try not to talk your ear off. It's Xenos. I keep thinking back to Garlemald when he'd taken control of your body.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Altogether terrifying experience, to say the least. And one that served as a harsh reminder. No one, no matter how strong or quick or clever, is invincible. Not even you.
No. Remember when I died on the moon to the random mooks? That was embarrassing.
And as much as it might seem at times that you are, one misstep, one mistake, and that's that. Which is why, even though I know you've heard it 1,000 times before, I'm going to tell you to take better care of yourself. Because you really, really should. It goes without saying that we're all committed to this fight. But that doesn't mean that we need to throw our lives away. You know how I feel about noble sacrifices.
Yeah, you're not a fan of them. Oh, I get a nod even.
Right, that's settled. We'll be keeping the acts of gratuitous bravado to a minimum. When I looked father in the eye and swore we'd find a way to avert this tragedy, it wasn't a promise just for him. It was a promise for you, too.
Aww. That was sweet. I needed that. Hello, Thancred. Is that you knocking on my door? You know, I just realized, I think there was one other quest that had this earlier in this expansion. I really should have done this with that one as well. Ah.
Evening. I hoped you hadn't crawled beneath the covers just yet. If you'll indulge me for a moment, I have a favor to ask.
Oh, shoot. Really? Still doesn't want to come in. None of them do.
Don't worry. Nothing desperate or dire, if that's what you were wondering. Not yet. You know, we may have quite literally entered our final days. The ancients went so far as to call it that for a reason. If so, then everything we did for Reen, for the first, will have been meaningless. And I can't accept that.
I knew this was the whole thing. I knew it. He wants me to save Rin. Find a way somehow to save her.
My mind won't allow for the possibility. And that could be a problem. When we're in the thick of it, I don't know if I've got it in me to be pragmatic this time. To run, even if running's the right choice. The only choice.
Oh. Want me to club you over the head and drag you back to the moon, huh?
So if you see me turning a blind eye to the harsh reality, beat some sense into me, would you? I trust you and the other Scions with my life. And I'd like to think the feeling is at least occasionally mutual.
Oh, definitely.
And I never forgive myself if my stubbornness put them in danger. Gods, listen to me. Beginning to sound like the father I never had. So, can I count on you to keep me in line? I can think of no one else more eminently qualified.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I can.
Excellent. Now I can breathe a bit easier. Which isn't to say that I will, given what we're up against. Let's keep this little chat our secret. I'd rather not have anyone scolding us for burning the midnight oil.
Oh, believe me, I'm gonna be burning the midnight oil with everyone else too, so don't feel too bad. That one was a little melancholy. And who might that be thumping upon my door? Why, is it Lady Ishtola coming calling? Wonder what we'll be discussing with her. I can imagine Graha is very worried about the people of the First as well. Estinian, I mean, anyone's guess.
You're still awake. Good. Might I trouble you to stand still for a moment?
Yeah, I'm still in the outfit, I get it.
Nothing appears out of the ordinary.
Oh, you're worried about the First again.
A precautionary measure. You will recall that serving as a vessel for abundant light in the First very nearly ended poorly.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that's what's going to start happening to the people that we saw the black flames coming off of. That's what's going to happen. Their eternal ether is just going to go frickin' haywire.
In your recent battle on the moon, you were almost certainly exposed to similar, if not greater, forces. Fortunately, from what I can see, you and your ether are none the worse for wear.
My goodness. Yeah, thankfully Zodiark wasn't too bad.
Would that Reen were here to confirm my assessment. To think you actually found yourself in a direct confrontation with Zodiark. As if Xenos gallivanting about in your body was not misfortune enough. Did you so grossly offend every single deity in a past life that they saw fit to place a curse upon your soul?
Maybe. I don't know.
Forgive me. That was in poor taste. I recall vividly how battered and broken it was in the depths of Amarant. Would that you could have seen it with your own eyes. Mayhap then you would understand why the greater part of me is glad you did not. It was a horror beyond description. Promise me you will be careful, that you will seek my counsel if you feel unwell.
Don't worry, if I start turning into a monster, you'll be the first to know.
That puts my heart at ease, if only a touch. I suspect it will grow colder as the night wears on, so do be sure to stay warm. Sleep well. May the shadows keep you.
Aww. And definitely that she picked up in Shadowbringers. That was sweet that she was coming to check up on us. Alright, Graha, your turn. I imagine, like Estinian, he's probably worried about the First and everyone he left behind there. Just look at him, he's rubbing his arms like he's nervous.
Oh, apologies. I didn't mean to. If you could spare a moment before bed.
Would you just relax?
Thank you. I fear this may be the last quiet night we have to talk for quite some time. I am troubled of late. Unwarranted concerns, perhaps. I hope. Nevertheless, I feel compelled to share them with you.
Alright. What's up?
Though you have bested your enemies thus far, Xenos and even Zodiac, your victories have come at a considerable cost to yourself.
Oh, he's worried about us. Aww.
No one is without their limits, and you are no exception. I worry the added weight of the final days will prove more than you can bear. It is surely too much for any one man.
That's why I have the Scions.
But you needn't bear it alone. Let me share your burden. My, carrying capacity pales in comparison to yours, but I could still help. Shoulder the occasional satchel from your ever-growing mountain of, baggage.
Dude, do not offer that. I already have way too much stuff in my inventory.
You have already done so much to help relieve me of mine own encumbrances. 'Tis only fair that I repay you in kind. Of course, it needn't be only troubles we share. Moments of joy may seem few and far between now, but there will come a time when we look back fondly on this journey.
I hope so.
The inquiry at the Forum, our march through the snows of Garlemald, our impromptu dinner in this very room. All of it. And that is to say nothing of the journeys yet to come. To the ends of the world and beyond. But tomorrow will be no less busy than today, and I've kept you from your rest long enough. Sleep well, my friend.
Ah. He's like the little brother I never had. Knock, knock. Last but not least, Estinian. Wonder what we're gonna talk about. Reminisce about Iceheart. Maybe we'll talk about my Dragoon training, because I think he was the Dragoon trainer for a while. Look at him in casual wear.
You're alone. Good. The twins thought now would be a wonderful time to pay a visit to my chambers. Rather than listen to them bicker over tonight's snacks and tomorrow's plans, I seized the first opportunity to make my escape. To their credit, they decided against intruding on your peace and quiet.
In this timeline, at least.
Can all be a bit exhausting at times, can't it?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure what to make of you at first. During the Dragon Song War, how quick you were to take up a cause not your own. But I came to see that is simply the way of you and yours.
Mm-hmm.
I will not pretend to understand this talk of ancient primals and the final days.
Yeah, you did kind of miss a lot of it.
But I trust in your judgment and choose to believe in your cause. You and Alphino have my lance, now and always. You'll need it. Rack and ruin looming on the horizon. Calamity bearing down upon us. There's no place I'd rather be than here. Standing shoulder to shoulder with friends on the front line. So do not hesitate to send me against your enemies. I'll make them rue the day they met me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I could do with a little air.
Oh.
If Alphino asks, I was never here.
My goodness, you're the first person to actually come into the room.
Until the morrow.
You gonna jump out my window, dude? Yes, he is. Wow. That one ended very differently from the others. Huh. Cool. And with that, we have played all the cutscenes for this mission. Dude, I'm so glad I went through and did all those because that was so good. But unfortunately, that also means I am out of time for this recording. So if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite and subscribe to join me for more Heroes and Adventures. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.